loves me, he loves me not. Only one way to find out. War of the Roses on KDWB.
Jess, why are you on War of the Roses today? What's going on?
Okay, well, I've been dating this guy, Seth, for like 6 months, and things are going really, really good so far. And, but yeah, I've been like cheated on, and I can be a little insecure, and so.
Well, I think that would. I mean, if you've been cheated on before, you're going to watch for signs. It's kind of like if you got bit by a chihuahua, you're going to be afraid of chihuahuas.
Right.
Is that a good analogy?
I fully agree with that. You go into dating usually like a little naive, and then when one person does you dirty, you never forget that. So if you've been cheated on multiple times, you're going to constantly be thinking about cheating.
And so here she is on War of the Roses, but there's more to it. What's going on that makes you think that he's up to something?
Well, okay, so I asked him to get a tattoo of my face on his chest.
Okay. All right.
I just thought that if he really loved me and that if he was serious that he would want to do it, and he didn't want my face. He was like okay with getting my name, but I didn't want my name because that's like really easy to cover up, and like it's 4 letters.
Okay, Jess. How big of like, tell me, like in comparison to the palm of your hand or the top of a Pepsi bottle, how big did you want it to be?
Just like on one of his pecs, just
okay.
Well, that's a big
That's
range.
a lot to ask. And you sound young. Can I ask how old you are?
I'm 25.
Okay, so I mean, this is a lifelong face commitment. And you realize that, but you wanted him to show you you're serious. He's serious. And he said no. He said he ain't going to do it.
He says he loves me. So I feel like that's really serious. And yeah, I know that it's like a little extreme, but I really just thought that he would want to if he loved me. And, he says he likes the way I look. I don't know, but he like wouldn't budge. We were arguing about it back and forth, and like he finally agreed just to get my name, which I was like, okay. But then he backed out, like last minute, very last minute. He like called me. He's like, I'm not gonna go to the shop, and I'm just like, I'm wondering like why he would do that, and if he's like.
It's because it's a lot of commitment. I mean, that's a tattoo. I mean, maybe like a ring or something that he spends $280 on or something like that. Would you get his name tattooed on your chest, Jess?
I did.
Oh,
you already did?
Yeah, I did as a surprise for him last month.
Okay, interesting.
So what did he say about the tattoo that was on, where did you get it, on your chest?
Yeah, just on the side of my
So you got Seth tattooed. How big is it as far as like compare it to like, I don't know, a fun size candy bar, full size candy? How big is it?
It's like fun size.
It's smallish. Okay.
Yeah, but I did it like as a surprise for him. And so like it's not the same thing as like me having to ask him to put my name. Like the name was like a compromise, and he still wouldn't even do it.
And he wouldn't do it. But you're still together.
Yeah, I love him.
Okay.
Jess, I have so many thoughts on this. A tattoo is, forever. It's like more permanent than, I don't know, an engagement ring. You can take an engagement ring off. So I think you're asking quite a bit of him.
But she showed him her love and devotion to him.
But he didn't ask her for that. He just sounds like he probably trusts that you guys are in a good relationship. I understand you've been cheated on before, and so you probably are just like, I want to dot my I's, cross my T's and stuff with this. But a tattoo, that's extreme. I think people who are married and know they're never going to be with someone else ever again, they still would never get a tattoo of their partner.
I would never ask Susan to get a tattoo. And I would never, if she was like, I want you to get a tattoo, that would never come out of her mouth.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I can't do anything about making him get a tattoo, but what we can do is our simple little ploy where we call Seth and we say, okay, hey, Seth, hey, guess what? It's your phone company. And we're going to give you a customer satisfaction survey, which is not real. It's fake. And then we say, okay, great, you do that. We'll get you a dozen roses, romantic roses, have them delivered to anybody you want to. Great. Most guys will take it. Once in a while, guys will say, like, no, not interested. But then we'll ask him, who do you want to send the roses to? Now, the right answer would be Jess. But you're worried that, that'll show that he's serious, even though it's only roses serious. It's not tattoo serious. So it's not going to maybe answer your deep, burning question, but it'll at least, it's like it's a good, solid answer. Are you cool with that?
Yeah.
Okay, you know how the game works. Okay, we'll take a break. We'll come back and we'll call Seth and we'll ask him who he wants to send roses to. And if he says you, that's good news. So stay here and we'll be right back.
Are they cheating? Let's find out. Part 2 of Word the Roses starts right now on KDWB.
Oh, some opinions on War of the Roses. Thanks for the text messages. Give you a little recap in case you missed it. Basically, she called in, and her name is Jess, and she's dating a guy. And she said, if you love me, you need to prove it. I've been cheated on before. I want you to prove your loyalty. Get my face tattooed on your chest. We said, how big? And she said, I don't know, not that big, like maybe golf ball size or something, which I think would look ridiculous. And he's like, nope. So she says, well, how about my name? And he's like, yeah, okay. So I guess you make an appointment or you go down. He backed out last minute. Mm-hmm. And so we casually brought up, well, would you get his name tattooed on your chest? And she said, I already did.
Ooh.
So that was her way of saying, look, I'm serious about this. You need to be serious about this too. Opinions. Bros got to run.
Yeah. I think that's like kind of the
consensus.
Yeah, I was going to say most people are saying he needs to run. He needs to run. She's a little crazy.
Text messages. Even if he's not cheating, he's not going to pick her. She's psycho. Who goes and gets a surprise tattoo with somebody's name? This is going to be the out he is looking for. Mm-hmm. Another one. Name tattoos doom a relationship.
Somebody says this girl's nuttier than a circus peanut.
I get that she's insecure, but is the tattoo supposed to make him feel less obligated to leave? Like, what's the purpose?
I think it shows, I guess, in an
loyalty.
Ideal world, you'd be like, if you really love somebody, then you shouldn't have to get a tattoo to prove it. But if you really love somebody, maybe you're like, okay, yeah, let's show our love for each other by getting little tattoos.
Would you feel like trapped in a situation if somebody got your name tattooed on them?
Yes.
No.
I would.
You'd be, Alyssa's like, font baby, I tattooed your name on my skin. You'd be like, well, now I have to be with Alyssa forever.
That's what I'm saying. Not because of that. I just feel like it's like, oh, now she's kind of saying this must happen. I'm a little nervous to leave now.
Right.
I'd be more scared than anything.
So many text messages. This is trashy WTF. This is 100% a form of manipulation, and I hate to say it because I'm a girl.
Right.
Girl, you sound like you need to work on yourself and you aren't ready for a relationship. You need to be happy with yourself first. Okay, there's a ton of text messages. Thanks for all of them. We can't read all of them, but we see every one of them. Let's make the phone call and see who he sends roses to on KDWB. Proudly brought to you by OVO, LASIK, and Lens.
All right, that's all the time I needed from you, Seth. So like I said, I do have a dozen roses to send out to whoever you'd like. What I need from you next is the name of who you want to send the roses to.
That's fantastic. Can I send it to, her name is Molly.
Perfect. And then we always attach a little card with it, so you can write a note on the card. Do you want to put anything on there?
Let's see. Can it just say, can't wait to see you again?
Okay, simple enough. I can get that on there for sure.
Jenny, do you want to break the news this time? I always hate breaking the news.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Hi, Seth. My name is actually not Tammy. I do not work for that phone company. I work on KDWB, which is a local radio station in the Twin Cities. You might have heard of us before because I know you're local. And you actually are on something called War of the Roses, where we see who you're going to send roses to. And we have your girlfriend, Jess, on the phone right now listening in.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, because Jess
Oh, my
wanted to
God.
see. Jess wanted to see what this. You don't know my voice. This is Dave. I'm on the show with Jenny.
Yeah.
Jess wanted to see who you would send roses to because she's insecure. Because she's like been cheated on before, and you've been seeing each other, and she's happy, but you would not get her face or her name tattooed on your body. So she's thinking maybe you're seeing somebody else. And the interesting thing is, it sounds like you're sending roses to somebody completely new, Molly. And by the way, Jess, you heard that. What do you think now that you know that he didn't send the roses to you?
Well, what I want to know is who the is Molly? Like, where the did you meet this girl?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I have to come in here. I'm sorry, guys. Did she not tell you that we broke up like a month ago?
Oh wait, you and Jess. Who broke up a month ago?
Yeah.
You and Jess, or you and Molly?
Jess and I. No, I'm sorry. Jess and I broke up like a month ago, and I have not had any contact with her since then. And yeah, she wanted to get a tattoo of her on my body, and I did not want to do that. And eventually, we ended up breaking up anyway. And frankly, Molly's a girl I started seeing recently, and this is none of her business. I don't know if it's clear to you guys, but this is exactly why we broke up, because of things exactly like this. She is so controlling and paranoid to boot. So, yeah, this is a perfect example of why we are not together anymore.
Who the is Molly?
I'm sorry, this is not even. I'm not even going to engage with this. Thank you.
Okay. Well, okay. So many text messages. Name tattoos are not a good idea. Oh, Seth. She's tatted with his name, and he's out with Molly. Yikes! Another.
Also, what an unsexy name to get tattooed on your body.
What's that?
Seth.
Oh, really? You think so?
You think it's a sexy name?
I don't think it's a bad name.
I don't think any name is sexy to get tattooed on your body,
true.
to be honest. You just don't do
Aloysius. What about Aloysius? Your
Winona
baby guy named
forever.
Aloysius. Yeah, right, exactly. Text messages. My high school boyfriend got his name tattooed on his chest when I broke up with him.
Oh.
I guess as a way of saying, look, take me back. Plot twist, this girl needs to work on herself. Thanks for all the text messages.